Right then, lads and lasses, how we doing, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day. In today's daily news video, not only do we have a triple Newcastle United transfer news update, but first of all, I just want to say, let's kind of start off with the obvious. I'm not wearing the Newcastle United new home shirt. I'm wearing what is arguably our best ever release shirt. Kind of wanted to switch things up, and if you are a regular watcher of the Geordie Josh channel, first of all, thank you, but you may notice something different in the background. If you can notice it, let me know in the comments down below. But of course, let's actually get into the video. Starting off, as of course, if you watched yesterday's video, you will know there's a lot of journalism and reports on Eddie Howe getting the next England job, with Gareth Southgate announcing that he will depart his role as England manager. We've now got some very positive news, as we all know, that Eddie Howe is not only going to stay at Newcastle United, but there's something that he signed last summer. Darren Eales has just revealed what's going to keep him at Newcastle United for a very long time. We've also got some other transfer news that Eddie Howe wants to keep Callum Wilson at Newcastle United, and it's also been reported that there is fresh Saudi Arabian interested in Newcastle United captain Kieran Trippier. There's been a lot of talk on Trippier. Will he leave the club with 1 year left on his contract, just like Callum Wilson? And of course, both players are aging in the 30s. So without further ado, of course, we will take a look through every single topic. Should we sell Wilson? Should we keep Trippier? What should we do with both players? And of course, the main one, Mr. Eddie Howe. So if you do enjoy the video, hit the thumbs up button, and of course, subscribe if you are new to the Geordie Josh channel for all Newcastle United content. Let me know down below, have you noticed what's different in the background yet? Without further ado, let's get into it. So we'll start off with Callum Wilson, as of course there's been a lot of talk around Callum Wilson. Is he going to go to Saudi Arabia? Even teams like West Ham in the Premier League have been interested in the 32-year-old veteran striker, shall we call him. So yes, it's been reported that Eddie Howe is ready to push hard to keep Callum Wilson at Newcastle United this summer. As we all know, the 32-year-old has 1 year left on his contract, and although an infamous and concerning injury record, Howe still wants to keep Callum Wilson at Newcastle United. Now, although Eddie does want to keep him at Newcastle, there is still interested, reported in the same article, that Saudi Pro League teams and West Ham are still keen on Callum Wilson. And of course, Saudi teams have actually been interested in Wilson for quite a long time. I've said it many times, lads and lasses. I'm just going to give a quick view of my own, as I normally do. Callum Wilson, we all know he's a fantastic striker, and it's not the end of the world to keep him at Newcastle United. But if a Saudi Arabian team offers us something like £12 million, for example, I think we've got to take it. Callum Wilson is turning 33 years old. He will turn 33 years old next season. 1 year left on his contract, and we just can't rely on him anymore. Would he be a fantastic second striker option? Of course he would, but we've also got a little bit of concern there as well. As we know, last season, Alexander Isak, our main striker, is also very prone to the odd injury. Callum Wilson is certainly prone to the odd injury. We were left sometimes with Anthony Gordon up front, and of course, no other senior striker at the club. Even if Callum Wilson stays, I would like to see Newcastle United, actually splash the cash a little bit and either get a young striker or someone, a young sort of player who can play all across the front three. Not only do we need depth there, but I'd actually like to add a little bit of quality for when Callum Wilson inevitably leaves. If not this season, of course, certainly it will be next season. There's no way in hell we'll extend his contract while he's going to be turning 34 years old. We all know Eddie Howe loves him, and if he wants to stay at Newcastle United, I must say, if there was an offer on the table, I would have took it. But if he stays, by God, he can stay, because we all know he's a phenomenal striker when he can stay fit. Moving on to Eddie Howe, as of course, we spoke in yesterday's video that the English FA want Eddie Howe to be their new manager as a top target. It's now been reported, or I should say it's been reported, it's actually been confirmed by Newcastle United CEO Darren Eales in an interview with Newcastle United's YouTube channel yesterday, that not only does he expect Eddie Howe to be Newcastle United's manager next season, but also he's revealed that Eddie Howe signed a multi-year extension in his contract last summer, and anyone that wants to take Eddie off our hands has to pay up compensation. Bottom line, we don't really need to speculate around it. It's absolutely brilliant news, just to get that little bit of reassurance that Eddie is staying. But nevertheless, I think we all pretty much knew Eddie would stay in Newcastle United anyways. I said since day one, no way in hell would Eddie Howe swap a club for a nation job this early in his career. He wants to kind of win something with the club. Fingers crossed, Newcastle United take us back to the Champions League, get a nice cup trophy next season. Fingers crossed, the Carabao Cup or something like that. Maybe even a Premier League in the next few years. That's very ambitious, by the way. But yes, we all knew Eddie Howe would not go to take the England job, I should say, at this moment in his career. So although we knew it, it's still very nice to get that little bit of reassurance from Newcastle United CEO in himself. And lastly, lads and lasses, of course, we've got news on Kieran Trippier, as it's been reported by Lee Ryder that there is fresh interest from Saudi Pro League clubs in Newcastle United captain Kieran Trippier. Now, just like Callum Wilson beforehand, as I said at the start of the video, Kieran Trippier has 1 year left on his Newcastle United contract. Of course, he's also 33 years old. A decision on the 33-year-old's future has not been yet made, and it's also been said in the same article that Kieran Trippier has not received a contract extension yet off Newcastle United, or not even offer or anything like that. Newcastle United, as of right now, are not looking to extend Kieran Trippier's contract. Now, I must say, this one is such a mind-boggling one. Has Kieran Trippier been exceptional for Newcastle United? Undoubtedly, in my opinion, one of the most influential signings in Newcastle United history. He's kick-started this whole project, but we're not talking about the past, we're talking about next season. Kieran Trippier will turn 34 years old next season. To the back end of last season, although we do know he was struggling with an injury, his performances were nowhere near the bar that Kieran Trippier sets himself. That captaincy, the set pieces, even his set pieces, his free kick taking, his corners, they weren't great whatsoever. The deliveries weren't there. His pace was sluggish, so to speak, but I must say, he's got the experience. He's got the know-how. Even if we'll keep him at Newcastle United, Tino Livramento would be my number 1 right-back choice next season. If we kept Trippier, yet again, I wouldn't be complaining whatsoever. If we sold Trippier, I would like something like a £12-15 million offer from the Saudi Pro League. But yeah, no matter what happens with Callum Wilson or Kieran Trippier, I just want the clubs to make themselves the right choice. So without further ado, lads and lasses, if you did enjoy today's video, and also you let me know down below, would you sell Kieran Trippier and Callum Wilson? Would you keep one or the other? You will let me know exactly what you would do down below, because of course we'll have having a little bit of discussion here. Hit the thumbs up button if you did enjoy, subscribe if you are new for all Newcastle United content. Without further ado, I've been Josh. Go and enjoy your day, people.